In March of 2016, we asked the American public of their knowledge on the Syrian refugee crisis. This was their response.
The refugee crisis, the worst since World War II, has left Brussels desperately searching for solutions on how to stem the flow of asylum seekers that continue to penetrate Europe. But it wasn't until the autumn, when migrants began storming train stations, for example, in the Hungarian capital, that the full scale of the problem suddenly became apparent to the world.
People are coming from Syria to Europe.
I've heard that it's quite a big topic.
Well, from what I've heard is that countries in Europe have been taking in refugees who have been in the conflicts with ISIS and other conflicts in Syria.
Many Syrians are migrating to other countries in need of a better life.
A bunch of Syrians are trying to get away from their own oppressive government, and they're going to a lot of other countries, mainly Germany, but mostly all of Europe.
With is even just the verb move. Okay, are they actually moving to other countries? The truth is they are traveling across thousands and thousands of miles, having to spend their last money to traffickers who are getting them across the sea to get into Greece, and then when they get there, they're oftentimes famished. Sometimes people have perished in the journey, and so it's a very difficult situation for them. All developed countries should be making it a priority to be discussing the issue and to helping to the extent that they can. This is a global problem because we are all interconnected, not only from a humanitarian point of view, but from an economic point of view.
So from what I've heard about the whole refugee situation is people who are afflicted in Syria are coming over to Europe to seek refuge from ISIS. Now, what I heard in the media has been people actually have been sneaking in with the refugees from ISIS into Europe. For example, with the Paris attacks that was led by people who were in ISIS and who were radicalized and snuck in with the refugees. My uncle, who lives in Germany, he's been telling me stories about his experience with the refugees. I've been seeing them not really adapting to culture very well. They've been much more violent than any other people who've entered Germany previously. He's also been saying, I'm sure he might be exaggerating on this, but that they've been crapping in the streets. It's a messy situation on both sides.
Well, I feel this would help our economy. It would prosper more jobs for them, and also it would also be nice to help others.
Well, people need homes, and without homes, we don't have families. And without families, we don't have people to live in our country and be free. I really hope these people find hope and find a good place to live and don't have to live out in poverty.
You know, I really do feel for the people in Syria who are being oppressed. To me, it just seems very violent. They're like Middle Ages. They're cutting people's heads off. It's violent and it's horrible, and we gotta put a stop to this.
People are just fine and they just want to live a better life, then I don't see the problem.
And then I think there was really a movement to try and put systems in place and start to bring people in. Different countries have done that in different ways. Now I think there's also a bit of a backlash with some integration issues, and then of course there's separate terrorist issues that coincide and people are becoming afraid. It's not an easy situation for them either. It's not just a black and white issue.